Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Pep and you're watching The Sentinel. A couple of videos back I sat down with Fort, the perfumer behind the Australian artisanal perfume house Fort and Manle, and talked to him about his perfumes and the house and how he got into perfumery. But today my video is a unboxing and review of Mr. Bojnokoff's purple hat. So I've been testing Mr. Bojnokopff from the little sample sprayer I got, and I decided to get myself a full bottle because I loved it so much, as well as another fragrance from the house that I'll be reviewing later on. Tonight I'm going to review Mr. Bojnokopff. On the box we just have Bojnokopff. The full name is Mr. Bojnokoff's Purple Hat. And you can see the inspiration, or read about the inspiration for this fragrance on the website. The story is also printed on the lid. This is the presentation. That's the box, the bottle. Now, I don't normally go into a lot of detail about perfume bottles and presentations and packaging, but I've just been enamored of these bottle designs. That is embossed metal label there, and opaque glass, and this is quite a heavy metal cap. That's pretty heavy, and there's rubber seals on the bottom of this sprayer, so when you put it back on it stays on and it's sealed nicely. So no magnetic style cap like you do see in some designers. And if everyone's interested, this is the sprayer. That's actually really good, nice distribution. So Mr. Bojnokoff's Purple Hat was released in 2016 along with 6 other fragrances from the house. I think they've had one new release for this year in 2017. The notes for this are pretty straightforward. You have lavender at the top, dark chocolate, vanilla as your heart notes, and in the base there is cedar, gaiac wood, wood and vetiver. Okay, so if I've missed any, I'm going to put them across the screen. So I've got a bit of it on this hand for the dry down, and I'm just going to spray some on this hand for the opening. So what I immediately get here is a very heavy lavender, and I've got to say, and I've mentioned this to people who I've spoken to about this scent, the lavender here is one of the most realistic lavenders I have smelled, and I have plenty of perfumes that have lavender in there as a note and supposedly as a dominant note or a chord, but this really feels like I've just plucked a bunch of lavender from a field somewhere and just stuck it right up to my nose. But it is just beautiful. It's a very calming note as well. And what this almost does is give you some kind of false sense of security about what's to come. So you immediately get visuals of being in a field. It's probably just rained recently. Everything is a little bit moist. There's no dryness here. And just underneath the surface, just coming through very slightly, all of a sudden you start to get, I get quite a bit of smoky wood. Now I've read up a little bit about the gaiac wood as a note, what characteristics it has, and it apparently can sometimes give off smoky vibes and even some leathery vibes. And so what comes through here with the lavender, with the freshness of the lavender and that tartness of the lavender is smokiness, and you're suddenly transported to quite a thick forest where there's not a lot of sunshine getting through the canopies of the trees, and it's like there have been campfires burning. You get that sense of smoke, but underneath all that, you get this. For me, I get a very light vanilla and dark chocolate. Now, when I'm talking about dark chocolate, I get like a high percentage dark chocolate, like an 80% dark chocolate. So it is a bitter chocolate. It kind of adds almost to the drama of that smoky wood. And as this goes on, as this dries down, it gradually starts to get drier and drier, and you begin to pick up some of the vetiver. There is almost an astringency to that vetiver that kind of adds tension almost to this fragrance. And then on top of that, the cedar wood is a damp cedar wood. There's moisture, so there's smoke and there's moisture. It's like the rain has just put out a fire in this forest where there's a field of lavender nearby, and you're picking up wafts of it through the breeze. And all the while there's that tantalizing prospect, or the sweetness of the vanilla and dark cocoa here. And I've got to say, I find this really a captivating and mysterious scent. I wore this a couple of times, and certainly I found myself feeling that it suited colder nighttime wear, and it gives you a sense of calmness and unease at the same time. It almost has a split personality, this fragrance, when I wear it. And it has been described by people who've worn it before. People on Facebook have described this as a disorienting fragrance. Razé mentioned that when I spoke to him as well. And it is, because you get a whiff of it at one point and you go, okay, this is where it's going, and then a little bit later on you get another smell of it and you're suddenly somewhere else. And what I picture with this is Alice in Wonderland, and Alice being in Wonderland, and obviously being in a very disorienting place, and being in a place where you might turn a corner and find something totally unexpected, and wanting to continue even though you don't know what to expect with it. And I just found myself, I'm still getting some beautiful lavender on this hand, and it's blending in now with a bit of vanilla as well. So it almost is a multiple personality fragrance, this one, and it's utterly disarming and mysterious and highly recommended. It is unique. I've fallen in love with it enough to grab myself a bottle, this beautiful bottle. And in terms of a performance projection, this projects quite easily for me. We're talking up to 4 hours. I'm still getting wafts of it and smelling it quite easily. And I put this on early evening, and next morning after waking up, I can still smell it on me. So there are no issues with longevity. This one is an extrait de parfum concentration. It is Mr. Bojnokoff's Purple Hat, or Bojnokopff for those who are friendly with it. Unisex, mysterious, wonderful. I love it. From Fort and Manle, Mr. Bojnokoff's Purple Hat.